What's good, people? I'm back again for part 2 of this edition of Man Basics. And you ask what's part 2 of. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go back. I'm going to link it right here and see part 1 of this 3-part series on shaving. We started with the dome, covered all the little things that a brother does on a regular basis. So now we're going to cover part 2. And that's shaving the face, making sure that supple, clean, smooth is the look that we're going for. And I'm not talking about any of those cartridges, the 1, 2, 5, 8, 10 blade. Nah, we're going old school. We're going back. We're going to what our fathers, what our grandfathers used that kept them for so long. Before the economy, before the world said, we need to make money off these dudes. We need to make sure that we're getting every little bit of money we can out of them. Now, did that include getting a better shave? No. It meant more money, disposable, throwaway. No, we're talking the safety razor, that double-edged razor blade that can cause some damage if we don't do it right. But that's okay. Because that's what this video is about. It's about showing my people, showing my dudes, some ladies, how to shave properly and the steps. So let's get to the video, see what it's about. Part 2, the safety razor. Okay, gentlemen, here's our tools of trade. We're going to need shaving cream, a pre-shave oil, a thick pencil for those that know for cuts, and of course our razor. I'm using the Merker. I'll link that below. Ice cube for our face. We'll show that in the video and why. A good astringent for your face after the shave, and of course something to apply it with. To round it out, we need a nice cream moisturizer for afterwards. Now once we've rinsed our face with some nice warm water, we apply about 5 drops of that pre-shave oil, and we want to rub that into the face. We want to make sure that we're covering all the follicles, giving it a nice rub in, probably about 20 to 30 seconds, and making sure we've got good coverage of that oil. After this, of course, we take a shave cream of our choice. I'm using a Cremo. Once again, I'll link that below. And once again, after you've applied that pre-shave oil, you want to take that shaving cream, if you're not using a mug and a brush, and rub that in really nice, really good. Get that beard covered nicely, making sure we're getting all the different parts of the beard and the face that the razor will be touching, because that's important. Now once we've done so, we take our safety razor, not straight onto the face. This is important. You do not want to be at a 90 degrees. You will cut yourself. You want to keep that razor at a nice 30-degree angle. 30 degrees, and bring it tight to the skin. Now make sure you pull that skin taut, nice and tight, and make nice short strokes. Nice short strokes, making sure that we're getting some good contact with the face. Being a double-edged razor, we can flip it around, making sure we do that to get a fresh edge on, and just making sure we get some nice clean cuts. Rinsing your razor as we go around the face, making sure we are always keeping that skin extended and tight, catching all the little edges. As we work around our face, as you notice, keeping that skin tight. We want to make sure that's important. Don't worry about the little nicks. We'll get those, but making sure we keeping that skin tight, as you can see. So as you work your way around, you want to make sure we're catching the edges, especially around that lip and chin area. As you can see, I'm kind of pushing out, making sure that we catch all that. Yeah, looks bad, but we got it. We're good. Especially around the neck area and the chin, making sure we keep that skin extended, keeping the face tight, catching all the little edges. And as you go around the chin, you can always rub, check to see if you feel any bristles, and come at a different angle and get that last little bit. Now for me, as you're looking here, when you're coming down with the neck, you still want to stay with the shape of the face, making sure you're catching the hairs in the same direction. Mine grow down, so you want to always make sure you're going in the same direction as the hairs are growing. Very important. Now for me, after I rinse, the hairs from the Adam's apple down grow up. So as you see, I'm reversing and taking that razor and coming up, always going in the same direction as the hairs. So know your face, kind of get used and feeling where the direction of the hairs and where they're going, and make sure we go in that direction. Some people shave against the grain, but as usual for me, and especially for any black men or men with very curly hair, you're asking for razor bumps if you do so. Now once you've done with your shave, you want to rinse with warm water to get that last little bit of shaving cream off, making sure we're clean. Now I go back and I've always said rinse with some cold water because you want to close those follicles. But if you really want to take to that next level, you take an ice cube and you rub it all over. One, it feels very good on the face, and then two, it helps to truly close up those pores, those follicles, and make sure everything's nice and tight. For any leftover nicks, as we saw earlier in the video, you take your stick pencil and just touch up those areas. It's gonna sting a little bit, gentlemen, but it's worth it because it'll close them right on up. Once you're done with that, you take your towel, you dry off, always patting dry, making sure everything's taken care of, getting all those little spots that you can see nice and clean and ready to go. And now we take our Astringent, whatever of your choice, or a good aftershave, and splash that on. I like to take an Astringent and rub off, and once again, we're getting all those little areas, any nicks that might have been caused by the razor, we're getting those closed and sealed up and clean, getting ready for the next step, which is the moisturizer, and just making sure we're catching all those little parts under the face, around the cheeks. As you can see, looking so fresh and so clean so far. And of course, you know I love my vitamin E oil, the moisturizer. Just as usual, rub it all into those areas, getting everything, because you have to replace the moisture that was lost in the shave. Anytime you shave, you're going to lose some of those essential oils, those good moisturizers that keep the face smooth and supple, and you will be dry. And here we go, we're done. It looks good, we've caught everything, no bleeding, no excessiveness, just a nice clean shave.
So what'd you think, people? What did you think? Did we do it? Did we knock it out? Did you learn something? Did you get some tips on how to make sure that we're shaving properly? To make sure we're taking our time, making sure that we're looking good, getting baby smooth, making sure that we don't have that damage, making sure we're taking care of ourselves. That's what the safety razor is all about. Getting smooth, getting close, but not having the issues and the problems that those cartridge 900 blade shaving garbage can cause to our face. Now I've linked in the description below all the products that I use, all the different things that we need, that you need to make sure that everything is staying up to par. Now this is only part 2 of the series. So now we've already covered the dome. We've already covered how to do the face. And remember, along with doing that face, let's make sure we take our time. This is not rush, but at the same time, this is not take all day. This should be that nice shave that we can do every day to make sure that we're staying clean, keeping ourselves smooth, but yet we're getting the job done properly. Now, oh, and once again, we could be using a shave bore, brush, and soap and doing it really old school, but that's when you really want to pamper yourself. Sometimes that's not the fastest way of doing it. So this is a nice compromise to taking our time, but yet getting the job done so we can get up and get out, work out, go to work, whatever we got to do. So along with that, in part 3, now in part 3, once again, this is where taking your time will be the most critical. The straight razor. So we've gone from the head to a nice safety razor, and now next, part 3, we'll use a razor.
the straight razor. So once again, leave those comments. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know if there's some things I left out. And once again, as always, with anything man related, if you ever lose your way, I'll point you in the right direction. I'm out.